Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and today I'm bringing you the second part to the first battle that I had put out last night. It is another battle in Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD, and it's the second battle against Captain Insano. So we did play the first battle in the desert, and I was able to beat him just barely, and this is the second battle, so he wanted a rematch. So I am playing as the Grand Principality of Lithuania, and my enemy is playing as the Grand Principality of Serbia, and technically this is the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. And for those of you that are catching on, this is the second time that I've recorded this episode, but I made a huge mistake and actually called this one the Polish the entire battle, and it's not. It's actually the Grand Principality of Serbia. In my defense, their crest is like exactly the same, but I did not look carefully enough at it, so I will re-record it properly for you guys here. So I've got 4 units of Ruthenian archers in the front, and then I have 4 units of these armored spearmen, so they're kind of like the best spearmen that Lithuania can bring. And then I have 3 units of noble swordsmen, and 4 units of armored infantry. And on the flanks I have 2 units of cav each, so I've got 2 units of the mercenary Mazovian cavalry, and I have 1 unit of noble cavalry. And over here I've got the Lithuanian Grand Duke, so he is right there, looking all high and mighty with his great beard, ready for battle. That is a stern face. So, running down to look at the Grand Principality of Serbia. So, they have 3 units of Vlach Heavy Archers, and then 3 units of Serbian Spearmen, 2 units of Halberdiers, then he's got a lot of these Bashniks, 1, 2, 3, 4 units of them, and then he's got 2 units of Serbian Auxiliary Swordsmen. And on the flanks, he's got 6 units of these Serbian guests. So he's got 2 over here and 3 on the other side. And here is the Serbian Grand Prince. So you'd think I would have clued in when I recorded this last time that it's the Serbian Grand Prince. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, looking at the Allied versus enemy man count, it's exactly the same. So it's pretty much dead even. So let's get this battle started.
Kind of battle that I like. Enemies ready to be trussed and stuffed like plucked geese. Listen carefully to orders, lads, and we will feast well today. Good hunting.
So you can see I'm starting to spread out my troops, because I do notice that Captain Insano, he does have the cavalry advantage. They are light melee cav, 6 units, but it doesn't matter. Like, if you can get some rear charges with the light melee cav, it's still quite deadly. So I quickly caught that he was pulling all of his cav into the trees. So you can see he's brought all of his cav from the one side, so he has all 6 units hidden in the trees here. And I think what he was expecting that I would do was I would move down and engage him on this this kind of hill slope, which isn't the best position for him because he's going uphill and I'm going downhill. But then he would be able to circle around with his cav.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
But luckily I did see that, so as you can see, I'm going to shift all the way up to the right here, and I'm going to pull all of my forces. You can see that I'm starting to build them onto this plateau, because that would be a death sentence, sending all of my troops down there to get rear charged in the back. So you can see all my troops redeploying onto the top of this hill. All the men coming forwards here. I love the massive round shields too. That looks very Viking. And they even have axes as well. That's really nice. So yeah, you can see at this point he realizes that I noticed all the cav and I'm not going to engage him down there, so he's also going to pull all of his forces into the trees. So you can see the black heavy archers coming in. He's got his Serbian auxiliary swords coming in. So it is going to be a battle in the forest. We are going to have to engage them in there, which is okay. I don't think there's really any disadvantage to be going in there after him into the forest, so the only thing that might not be the best for me is that I believe when you're in the forest, a lot of your troops are covered from missile fire, so you take less losses, but yeah, so you can see I'm deploying my spears in the center here, and I've got my armored swordsman going to the one flank, and I'm going to pull the noble swordsman over to here, to this flank. And I pulled my 2 units of cav back because I saw that he had 2 units out here, and I didn't want to be rear charged while I was trying to set up my forces. Just gonna be inching forwards, trying to get in range.
The enemy has discovered our hidden troops.
I wanted to get some good shots off on his cav, but he's really aware. Captain Insano, his micro is spot on, and he will pull these cavalry troops out of range of my Ruthenian archers. See them all in the forest there. Moving up.
Enemy sighted, sir.
There we go. Starting to unleash some volleys into the enemy. You can see that I do have fire arrows on. The reason for that is that they are more effective against cavalry. But like I said, he just pulled his cav even further back so that they wouldn't take any ammo. Or sorry, so they wouldn't take any fire. So good play by Captain Insano there. Got my glorious knights over here, ready to do battle. It's interesting that they're melee cav too, because they have these massive lances, but I guess they just charge in with that and then they pull their swords out. And there we go. Finally, my noble swordsmen are in position. They are very tired because they had to do a lot of walking. But my armored swordsmen are fresh. My armored spearmen are fresh. Archers are fresh. And on this flank here, he's got this 1 unit of spears out of the trees. I don't know exactly why this was. I think either he was trying to zone out any cav from entering the forest this way, or he was just trying to give something for my archers to shoot at, but I'm not going to shoot at spears, especially, you know, heavily armored spears like this. Because they have some decent sized shields and stuff. That would just be throwing your ammo away. So you can see the 2 forces. If we were like just in the trees here, you can see the battle lines are set up. We're just kind of feeling each other out at this point. I've lost 8 men. He's lost 15 men, so... Here come my spears. Moving closer and closer and closer. These spears look awesome too. I really love their shields. Shield wall.
Bastards! I will cut out your hearts!
Moving my armored swordsmen more onto the flanks, so if we look at the tactical map here, you can see that I've kind of got this concave formation going. The reason for that being is because once I engage with my spears, my armored swordsmen are going to kind of flank around the left, and my noble swordsmen will flank around the right. And then my plan is to get my cav in behind so that we completely encircle him in this forested area. And that's the thing that you have to really pay attention to. A lot of players, it's really natural. Here we go, hold on. We got some charging in. My armored infantry are going to take on these Sputniks. Nice, nice. And then we're bringing in my spears as well. There we go. Spears have engaged at this point. It's got a nice long battle line going. And then on this flank, you can see my noble swordsmen are just kind of flanking around. So yeah, what I was saying is, if we go back to the tactical map, don't. Oh yeah. They actually charged all of their cav out in the trees here. So I'm trying to get my general out of there. Even though he would be facing light melee cav, I just can't risk him dying at this point. But I've got my other 2 units of cav coming to support him. So what I was saying is that a lot of players, they really want to kind of bundle up and get really close-knit formations when they see that they're out-calved. And I don't think that that's really a good idea. The best way to do it is to spread out your line, kind of try to zone out the cav as best as you can, and that kind of prohibits them from getting around. Because the more tight-knit you get, or you know, you want to form a new box to try to prevent rear charges, you just allow yourself to become encircled. But yeah, you can see the general is charging into my Lithuanian archers. I'm trying to fire arrows at him, but he's very heavily upgraded, so it's not really doing that much damage. On the other side here, you can see that he's flanking around with some of his Serbian guests into my armored spearmen. On this flank, though, I am winning the cav battle, just because I think his cav are just too cheap. They're too light. So we managed to rout that unit, and we're going to come and save this unit of noble cavalry over here. They are shaken, though. They're losing current combat just because they're kind of outflanked, but you can watch my cav come in to rescue their brothers. Nice.
Enemy units have been rallied.
Very nice. So that's going well over there. On this flank, you can see that some of my armored infantry is breaking. I think that they are outflanked between the Sputniks and the Serbian spearmen. But on the other flank, we are making some good headway. We're actually routing them on this flank. And you can see, even though the spearmen have been rear charged, they are also breaking these auxiliary swords. And in the center, we actually also broke them as well. So his center line is crumbling, but I think it's because my men are just more heavily armored than his. These Serbians, they seem to be, like, they are heavily armored. They do have chain mail and everything, but yeah, you can see my 2 units are really struggling against this halberdier unit, though. But yeah, most of my cav has routed the enemy cav. And you can see here that Captain Insano, he did pull two of his spear units out to try to save his cav. But I just really don't think that was too worth it. Just because now I've pulled 2 of these units out of battle. They're not engaged at any point. And it's still a tough one to call over here. Pretty much all of the forces are shaken. But we are managing to get in behind the lines of the enemy. You can see that he's got his halberdiers spread out to try to make this little box to save his archers. But, oh, we did break his cav, but then my armored infantry broke as well. This unit of noble swordsmen, they're having a hard time against these halberdiers. But you can see my cav is just pouring in here. And we're going right after the archers. We're just gonna ignore the halberdiers.
They're not done yet.
Nice. So that's gonna silence these archers for now, which is good for me, because my men are just getting peppered, and it's really hard to see where and which way my men are facing. Oh, this is gonna break my spear unit for sure. Yep, they're routing. Right away, they broke me. But here we go. My cav has started to show up and chase away the Serbian Grand Prince, which saves a couple of units of my archers. See, I've got like 2 units left, 3 units, but they are wavering. But we've got the Bashniks broken on the left-hand side here. And I think we're closing in on them. We've got the, I think that one of the halberdier units broke, yes. And the Bashniks have broken over here, so we're just kind of making this tighter and tighter circle around the enemy. You can see the Serbian Grand Prince is right in the thick of it. He's got some auxiliary swords over here harassing my archers. He's got the same idea that I do. Just try to get them off the battlefield so they'll stop shooting at us.
Our men are breaking up.
Oh, I'm going to go for a charge here with my general, though. This is going to be deadly. Oh, yep. That should actually shatter their morale. Yep. They broke. So you can see that it's starting to slip into my favor at this point. I've got 1,100 and he has 800. But for a while there, it was looking like it was going his way. I was not sure how well my cav was going to respond to being overwhelmed by his cav, but more of his men are breaking. Got the Grand Prince in here. Just fighting to the last man. I wonder where the Grand Prince is. I don't see him, but he must still be alive somewhere.
Our men return to the fight.
Oh, you can see a couple more of them following. I think their armor has been pretty much destroyed at this point.
Our men are rallying. They're not done yet.
About 30 seconds left. You can see he's got some halberdiers and some Bashniks that are really trying to hold out here and save their general. And he's got a pretty healthy unit of Bashniks over there as well. But his spearmen are breaking. Pretty much this is all that he has left. There's not much else that he's going to be able to do. Very, very fun battle. Captain Insano, thanks very much. You are a very fun player to play against. Your micro is quite good. Quite good. But fear of victory for me, so yes, there you go, guys. Grand Duchy of Lithuania and Grand Principality of Serbia. It is not Lesser Poland. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully this video will have set the bar right. So looking at the Serbian Grand Prince, his army did decently well. Halberdiers doing well. Auxiliary swords, this one doing quite well. Bashniks, hit or miss. But his Cav, this unit did actually really well, but the rest of them didn't perform too good. For my Lithuanian forces, my Cav doing excellent. Archers getting really no kills thanks to the Grand Prince charging in there. But looks like the rest of my infantry pretty solid. 234, is that the highest one? I think so, yeah. 234 by the Grand Duke, and then 212 by the Halberdiers. So yeah, guys, thanks very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content in the future with 1212 AD, and I will see you in the next one.